Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Today I've got something fun to show you. I'm going to unbox my brand new Portrait 3. So follow me down here and let's get at it. So here it is in the box. I just opened this much of it. And if you'll notice, I bought the set, and I'll have this link for you down below, where you get to choose something extra. So I chose this, which is some transfer paper. And then the one that I got had a bunch of extra mats that came with it and blades that came with it. I see at Swing Design that this one's out of stock right now, so you can see what other kind of bundles they have, or you may just want to get the machine on its own. So let's get this out and see what the machine actually looks like. And as you can see, it comes really well packaged with the styrofoam, as all of our things do. Well, once I get it out of there, it's very, very light compared to my Cameo 3 and Cameo 4. Then they have this wrapping on it to keep it protected and from getting scratched. But look how light it is and small. I can just hold it in one hand. It's super cute. I love it. Open it up and you can see there's some blue tape on there that I will need to be removing before I do anything. And there's one more piece of styrofoam to the left of the blade that you must make sure you move, or your machine's going to just make a big shuddering noise when you try to turn it on. So remember to remove that piece to the left of the blade. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the difference in size between the two. I'll just put this one on top of the box, and then I'll bring over my Cameo 4 just so you can get a rough idea of how small and cute this one is. Here's the Portrait 3, and now I'll get the Cameo 4 so you can see the difference. Of course, I've got to move my coffee out of the way before I spill it, and my coffee refill. And now I'll bring over my my Cameo 4. Yes, I do have on bright white socks. Alright, so there's the Cameo 4, and you can see how much bigger it is. It's quite a bit bigger and quite a bit heavier. So I really like the size of this Portrait 3. And what I'm going to show you next is how I'm using this to not sublimate, but add the printable vinyl, the kind that you can put on shirts. I guess people call it printable paper, onto a shirt. So stay tuned and check it out. Okay, as you can see up on my screen, and actually look down here at my tabletop too, I've already printed this on the printable paper that I use. I'll have a link for you down below. I really like this kind of printable for t-shirts, for white or very light colored t-shirts. But if you look up here, you'll see what I have. I've already made these before, and I believe I have a video on making this. I'll see if I can find it, and if I do, I'll link it for you. But anyway, what I did have to do, since I'm using my portrait, is come up here to the page setup panel and change my machine to portrait. And once I turned on my machine, my software here just automatically located it through Bluetooth, and it's ready to go. So I changed my cutting mat to portrait, and I made my media size letter because that's the size I'm using. And I said to show the print and the cut border. Now notice that my image is only 8.5 inches tall by 5.779 inches wide. I actually could make that a lot bigger if I wasn't going to do print then cut. I could make this very large and just print it right from here. I don't even have to have the portrait machine. I could just use this software to make something. But since I have the portrait, notice what I've done. I've put an offset around this. So this is going to be a print then cut. So I'm going to get out my mat just like I do with my larger machines. And isn't this cute? I just love the size of it. It's so handy. And I'll put this right on here, matching the upper left hand corner. But wait, It shows me a little line here. I guess if I'm using 8.5 by 11 paper, I lined it up with that little line right there and then come straight down like that. Although I didn't do that on the first printing cut that I did, and it worked out perfectly. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put this in my machine over here, and I'll show you how to work that. Okay, as you can see, I have my machine turned on and the Bluetooth is connected. So I'm going to bring my mat in here. Now, something that I've discovered since I'm using the auto blade is I want to make sure that my mat doesn't go to this first line right here. You probably can't see it very well. I'll take a picture and post it in here. I'm going to make it line up with the second line right there when I put it in. Okay, then I'm just going to hit the in arrow to load it. Then I'll just go back over to my software and I'm going to go to send, and I already have it on cut edge and auto blade, so I'm just going to say send. So it's reading the registration marks. Okay, now before I totally take it out, I always like to test and to make sure that it cut well. And this looks like it cut just perfectly. As you can see, I'm able to weed it, or not weed, but get this out of here just perfectly. So I'll remove it and finish taking this off of here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is take you over to my heat press and show you how cool this product is. Again, I'll have it linked down below for you because I know y'all will want to know, and I'm sure y'all are going to be asking too, what printer did I use? So I'll put that link down below too because I think it turned out really pretty. So I'll take this off now and take it over to my heat press and show you what's next. Okay, I have my heat press for this product, the Jet Pro SS. I have it set to 375 degrees for 30 seconds. I'm going to do it on the back of this t-shirt that I had done for my granddaughter. So I think she might like having this on the back of her t-shirt because I don't have any more t-shirts available here on which I can do this to show you how easy it is. So what I did first was I put a piece of paper inside of this, just regular copy paper. A lot of times they call that blowout paper. I have a swing away, which I love because I can pull the shelf out. I don't get burnt. I don't have to swing it the whole way. And I'll just put this down on here because I want to just start with giving it a good press. And I want to make sure though that this design is going to totally be covered by the 8.5 by 11, just about. I should probably turn the paper the opposite way if I can make it fit. So this is just to make it so it doesn't go through to the other side of the t-shirt. I don't want them to overlap each other at anyway. Okay, that's perfect. Now, as I usually use those little pillows that I have from Heat Press Nation that I love, but I forgot to get those out, so I'm just going to try to make do without it this time. Maybe make sure that the neckline is off the edge of my heat press so it doesn't cause any problems. So of course the first thing we always do is go ahead and press it for a few seconds. And that gets the wrinkles out and any extra moisture that might be in there. It's looking terrific. Okay, now I'm going to put this down. See where I want it. About there. And I really like this particular product because before it's totally done, I'm going to go ahead and stretch it. And that helps to like make it really go into the fabric and be more permanent. I'm going to put a cover sheet on of some sort. I could use, I'm using a piece of typing paper. I could use parchment paper if I'd prefer. Matter of fact, I think I will use parchment paper. Here's a sheet that I have that I reuse a lot. Put this over here. And then I'll just move this in and just go ahead and do this 375 degrees for 30 seconds at about a medium pressure. Medium to, what do they say here? Medium to, let me check, firm, yeah, medium firm pressure. And after it's done, this particular material can be either a warm press, a warm peel or a cold peel. Just about done. Here we go. It's up, bring this over. And now before it gets totally cool, what I'm going to do is go ahead and stretch this. And I actually could take this off first. Whoopsie. Which is what I should have done. Okay, I'll tell you one thing right now, that the pressure wasn't as great on the edges and because of these seams. And I'm going to show you what that did. And that's why I like to use those pillows that I tell you about. But once you have it all done like this, while it's still warm, it's good to stretch it because that makes it stay softer. Just some light stretching. So I'll show you the area I'm talking about. If you can see right here, it's a little lighter and didn't get a perfect press there. And I'm assuming it's because my press was impeded by this seam right here that I can feel right through there. And that is why I like to use the pillows inside. But even so, I think it turned out beautifully. And I think Layla's gonna love it. So that's how easy it is. And again, I just printed this on the portrait. I could have, or not on the portrait, I printed it on my printer and cut it on my portrait. And I could have made it a much bigger piece. So I hope you like this start to finish that I was able to show you today using my brand new portrait machine. If you're interested in getting one, I appreciate it when you use my links because it allows me to purchase these things. I don't get them given to me. A lot of people do, but I purchase my stuff. I purchase these things so I can demonstrate them for you. And I appreciate it when you use my links. Just to give you a little closer view, you can see probably that that seam is right there. And that's what didn't allow me to get a really good bond right there. Same thing over here. But other than that, it looks totally beautiful and I'm really satisfied with it. I'll have a link for the pads down below too, just in case you want to know what I'm talking about. So again, thanks a lot, you guys. See you soon. Bye.